Alright everyone, welcome back again to more hijinks with Muv-Luv Photonmelodies. This new title is starting off pretty smoothly so far in terms of introductions and yeah, apparently Adoration is full of weird characters and I gotta say, I'm into it. Can't wait to see what comes up next, so I hope you all continue to enjoy. Thank you again for the love and support. And here we go. Let me put it in simple terms. I'm having a hard time understanding how your words about enjoying things in order to learn relate to your remarks about my attitude being boring.
わかりづらくてごめんね。視察の話で言いたかったことはね、異質なものからはその異質ゆえに同質からは得難いことを学べるということよ。それは自身の再評価にもつながるわ。同質同士だと普通すぎて気づきがたいいいところもはっきり見せてくれるし。
So only if I have fun during the process will I truly get it.
そうそう、多分そういうことよ。
This is too vague. I can't quite grasp the idea. Maybe I should try to phrase my thoughts in a more concrete terms. Nonetheless, I'm stuck.
引っかかる？
Well, when you're in a position where you must first acquire the knowledge you need to discharge your duty, wasting time because you want the experience to be fun seems highly irresponsible to me.
無責任。
In a state of emergency, you can't put your own enjoyment first. No, you need to learn the basics quickly, and then grow proficient enough in a short amount of time. Rote learning is the most efficient method, even though it's not the least bit fun. Besides, there's quite a bit you can learn from situations you're used to. What really matters is your mindset, that you're acting for the sake of a higher purpose and not merely out of a sense of obligation. Uh-oh. Lieutenant Foyner looks like she's about to cry. Did I overstate my case a little? Ah!
とても立派よ、清十郎。
Her melons! Glued to my face! Can't breathe!
その年でそこまでの覚悟。本当にあなたは立派だわ。
The indignity! a samurai of the Empire! How dare she lay hands on my head like the... Can't breathe!
あなたのような研修生を迎えられることは私たちセルベルスの誇りだわ。
I'm suffocating. Is that Seichiro over there? Seichiro, my dear eldest brother, wait for me.
ドーバーコンプレックスは英仏海峡を睨むグレートブリテン島南端沿いに建設された複数の軍事拠点や基地を地下でつないだ要塞線の総称よ。85年の英国本土防衛戦の後、ベータの大規模再上陸に対する備えと将来的な欧州奪還の足がかりとして86年から11年の歳月をかけて建設されたの。その防衛を預かるのは欧州連合軍の主力。国別に防衛分担エリアに駐留して日々の間引き作戦や都会上陸の阻止任務に従事しているわ。ちなみに要塞線が機能して以来の散発上陸阻止率は 98% よ。 2% は小型種数匹単位を見落としたケースね。50メートルも進ませなかったらしいけど。
I can imagine. Allowing several small strains to run rampant would turn this place into a beehive in a matter of minutes. The base is both a defensive fortification and a staging area for when the time comes to take back Europe. I can see why they call it a fortress line. With just one base being this massive, the line as a whole seems almost impregnable. I've seen pictures of this place in our textbooks, but only now do I realize its overwhelming scale. Before arriving here, I thought 11 years was a long time to build this complex. But standing here and seeing it before my very eyes, I'm astonished it didn't take longer. It must be because Europe has been driven into a corner. The current status of the European Union forces tells you all you need to know. Right now, they exist in name only. Countries who lost their land have since been incorporated into the UN forces and lack any independent command authority. Meanwhile, both the Empire and other Asian nations zealously guard their sovereignty to this day. They remain independent exactly because they want to avoid this outcome. As part of my training, I must learn how the operational issues are handled here, given different chain of command. Comparing what I know to the realities of Europe will allow me to gain a different view on the matter, though this might just be me parroting the lieutenant's words.
私たちが駐留するこの要塞基地は英国防衛の成功と欧州奪還を誓った記念碑として再建されたドーバー城の地下に作られているの。
So I was right. They did restore the land, a story which strikes the heart, regardless of your country or race, one that deserves an honored place in the annals of history.
このドーバー城はね、別名地獄門と呼ばれているのよ。知っていた？
Gates of Hell? What an ominous name.
85年の大規模侵攻の時、最初の上陸を許したのも最後のベータを仕留めたのもここだったそうよ。そしてその掃討作戦に参加した西ドイツ軍の部隊に若かりし頃の少佐たちがいたの。
Only 7 surface pilots survived that final operation. Later, military history textbooks would refer to them as the 7 heroes of Great Britain. They were heroes who came back from a last-ditch attempt to stop the Beta by sending all surviving troops against them. A desperate gamble by the European UN forces, one that can rightly be called a suicide mission. After standing side by side during such a momentous battle, their bonds must run deep, even if they were strangers at first.
そうね。以来ベータが支配するユーラシア大陸を地獄に例えるようになって、ここはその入り口、地獄門と呼ばれるようになったというわけ。
Warning hell refers to the European continent, not to Great Britain. I was a little hasty, it seems.
そしてその門を守り、地獄から出ようとする者を捕らえて貪り食う三つ首の魔獣ツェルベルス。それが私たちの部隊名の由来。
Oh my. Tying the name of your unit to a whimsical but illustrious background, what a fascinating custom. Now that's something the Empire should definitely emulate.
当時の司令部は地獄系の例えをかなり気に入ったらしいわ。基地所属の揚陸艦隊の識別はカロン。海峡のエリア区分はアケロンなんて名付けちゃうぐらいね。
So the channel shares its name with one of the rivers of the underworld, and the fleet as a whole stands for the boatmen of Hades. Wait, there's a landing fleet stationed here. This place has a naval base? Blaze. That harbor to my left seems a bit too small for a military dock.
ああ、この断崖の下にベータ侵入対策の多重隔壁に守られた地下港があるの。
You have an underground harbor? Amazing.
正規空母も闘病できる巨大な地下港が要塞線に沿って何重と建設されているの。艦隊の船はそれぞれの地下母港に停泊しているわ。
So that means even the smallest of them would need to be able to house 340 meters long Nimitz-class carrier. I wonder, can these underground harbors actually accommodate such massive ships?
地下港の便利なところは機体や車両、弾薬なんかを地下格納庫から直接搬入できること。これは即応部隊である私たちにとってとても重要なことなのよ。
Ah, so that's why you have carriers. You need them to deploy a quick reaction force.
そうよ。テュフォン級正規空母2隻、グラフ・ツェッペリン級中型空母3隻の5隻体制で、セルベルス、オルトロス、ラドーン各隊を統合した1個連隊の同時展開が可能なの。
Wow, 5 carriers. The Bundeswehr is most impressive.
私たちの任務はここの防衛だけじゃなく、北欧から北アフリカまでをカバーする緊急即応展開だからね。要するにデリバリーの便利屋みたいなもの。国連が私たちに足の速い空母を集中配備するのはそれが理由。
Right, but this must be due to the battalion's own achievements as well. Not just any regular force would have been entrusted with a fleet like that.
そう言ってもらえると嬉しいわ。火力演習の時は私たちと一緒に第一空母テュフォーンに乗れるから楽しみにしていてね。
Is he thinking all of this, or is he thinking aloud? Because she's responding to his thoughts like, like it's a regular thing. Much appreciated. I get to ride on a TSF carrier? She must be talking about the large-scale live ammunition exercise the UN holds where representatives of all EU member countries will be present. Getting more and more excited by the minute.
ああ、そういえば地下格納庫から直接断崖の壁面ゲートに機体を射出するカタパルトなんていうのもあるわよ。ほとんど使われてないんだけど。
So, German science really is the best in the world. This fortress is incredibly innovative to the point where it's a veritable technological masterpiece. Oh my god! I want to take off from the underground catapult even if it's just once. No. Don't give in to temptation. Come to your senses, Seijiro. Europe's technological capabilities stem, in large part, from the very generous patronage of their masters, the United Nations. By no means does this imply German engineering is unsurpassed in the world. There's absolutely no reason for envy. But what is this strange sensation I'm feeling? If I had to describe it, I guess something like envious fascination would actually come close.
どうしたの、清十郎。黙り込んで。ちょっと疲れた？
No, I'm fine.
そう？朝から施設を回りっぱなしなんだから、休みたかったら遠慮なく言うのよ。
There's no need. Rest is not part of the schedule.
少しぐらい大丈夫よ。今日のメインイベントは歓迎の晩餐でしょ。基地司令も一緒で緊張するだろうし、無理すると持たないわよ。
I must endure whether I'm tired or not. Delaying the schedule is out of the question. That would mean I'm wasting the government's money. How dare she suggest we flat the schedule? This woman. Maybe she was the one who wants to take a break. And besides, the lieutenant doesn't even seem to be aware of her cleanliness. That's really wearing me down.
清十郎はほんと真面目なんだから。
That hasn't been a problem until now.
はいはい。じゃあ、昼食までもう一頑張りしましょうか。歓迎の晩餐、どうだった？
It pains me to admit, but it was exactly as Lieutenant had predicted. To be honest, I was quite nervous.
ほら、やっぱり。で、料理は美味しかった？清十郎の口にあったかしら？
I'm sure that's what it was like, but I fear I am in no position to judge. I was simply too nervous to pay any attention to the taste.
まあ、それはもったいないことをしたわね。基地司令がホストの晩餐では合成食材を一切使わないのに。
Okay, I just realized for the past 12 minutes, no sound. This whole time, I'm thinking... There you go. Okay. Synthetic ingredients are perfectly fine with me considering the current state of the world. Now let's see why anyone would be eager to eat the real thing.
また始まった。そういう固い考え方してるから必要以上にガチガチになるのよ。
I'm sorry for not being as easygoing as you, Lieutenant. Let me ask you a question too, Lieutenant. If you had dinner with the base CEO and other senior staff officers, wouldn't you be nervous?
緊張しないって言えば嘘になるけど、どちらかというと疲れる方が強いかな。理由は昼間に言ったでしょ。
Right, spending so much time with her almost made me forget all of the Cerberus pilots belong to German high society.
あ、でもビルフリート様と二人きりの会食だったらすごく緊張するわ、絶対。
What? Really? Is that a proper way to refer to a superior off? What are you doing, Lieutenant?
ねえねえ、ビルフリート様はどんなご様子だった？ねえ、教えてよ、清十郎。
Get him! Whoa.
なんて言ってるかわかんないよ、清十郎。お願いだから英語で話してよ。
That wasn't Japanese! I'll tell you, just get away from me at first.
はいはい。
Her behavior is completely irrational. Oh, how I would love to tell her to stop touching me right now, if only I could. However, contradiction, that would give birth to a tremendous contradiction. Part of my training is to get accustomed to Western social norms. Should I let my discomfort get in the way? I'd be going against my very own words. There's but one choice. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. Could I, who has shouldered the honor of the samurai, be neglectful? Could I, who has inherited the wisdom that has been guiding the Empire since time immemorial, be remiss? Frustration! No, calm down. Everything happens for a reason. This is mental training given to me by the gods. They are telling me I'm still immature, that this is a this is a trial I must face to overcome my own weakness.
ねえねえ清十郎早く早く
Fine, fine. I'll tell you everything about Major Eichberger. Let's see. The base CEO and other staff officials did all of the talking. Major Eichberger mostly ate his meal in silence.
たったそれだけ
More or less.
兵士って状況認識能力がすごく大事なのよね
That's right. Now, where did that come from? Is she going to start with her antics again?
優秀な兵士って戦場で極度の緊張状態に置かれても周囲の状況を冷静に把握して正確な判断ができるのよね
Wait, could it be? Could this be a test of my aptitude as a surface pilot? Could Lieutenant Foreigner have been acting like a fool all this time in order to evaluate me? Inconceivable! If that were the case, I should have been able to see right through her act. Then again, I can never tell what's going on in that head of hers. Oh well, better safe than sorry. Oh, now that you mention it, I remember something.
素敵
Thinking back, the Major did eat a lot of fried potatoes, an awful lot of them. The entire meal starting from the appetizer.
うんうん
He was served so many fried potatoes looking at his plate would make you think they were the main course. As for his beverage of choice, he was drinking a lot of white wine, but I don't remember him talking much. As impressive as it sounds, he even had fried potatoes at the dessert. Right now, I remember other than curt replies to the staff officers. All the major said during dinner was more potatoes, please. And that's about everything I can recall. Regrettably, this is as far as my memories go. Any further comment would be a fabrication. My powers of observation are lacking, but it's only fair I'm evaluated according to my current abilities. She's frozen in place. Why, is there something wrong with Lieutenant Foreigner? Aw, crap. That's not it. I've seen this happen before. My instincts are telling me to run, but a real man stands his ground. Lieutenant? Oh? Oh my god, what the hell is this? Woman, what's so cute about stuffing yourself in fried potatoes? Lieutenant, I'm afraid I...
やだもう恥ずかしいから見ないで清十郎
What the hell is going on with this girl? Oh my god! Prah! Ouch. And off she goes. What in blazes was that? Good grief. I think the room I was assigned to is a couple of blocks back from here. I can get there on my own as long as the ID card works, but am I not supposed to report that I'm turning in for the today first? Well, I guess I'm better off by myself than together with Lieutenant Foreigner. Now I can finally relax. The luggage should have been delivered to my room by this point. Time to put together a report of today's events. I can get plenty of sleep after that. I'm pretty sure that's my room. There's a faint floral fragrance lingering in the air. A sweet one at that. Must be that woman's perfume or something. But what was she doing in my room? Oh well. Is she a roommate? How curious. Cerberus is providing me with an officer's treatment, but it should have been my own responsibility to ensure that the bed and room are presentable and prepared according to standard. So, what was she doing in my room? Maybe this is considered as part of the service around here. Maids did originate in Europe after all. Anyway, this certainly surpassed my expectations. Since this fortress is an underground complex, I thought that I would have to put up with a painfully cramped cell. But in reality, this place has more space than the bunks I had to share back in school. It may be only for 10 days, but this is the first time in years I get a room all to myself. This is what I've wanted for so long. I've been forced to share rooms since junior high, but no more. From now on, this room will be my very own castle. Castle Makabe in Europe. Yes! Whee! Being able to act like a child with nobody holding me to account? This is heaven! It's so much fun to roll around in bed, I forgot what it feels like. Oh. Enough with the self-indulgence. If your most private moments were ever to be made public, you should feel comfortable exposing your intimacy to the entire world. Discipline is to be observed at all times, no exceptions. I must live by the admonition of my late grandfather, Kyoichiro. Alright now, it's time to focus on my remaining tasks. Let's start writing the training report in my personal diary before taking a shower. This is my first day on the base, and I'm mentally exhausted. The cause? Lieutenant Foyner, for the most part. Then again, it's not as if she's the only one who defied my expectations of what German nobility is like. I used to think all German people were rational, diligent, and strict. But after today, I can't help but wonder. Maybe all of that was simply my own baseless assumptions. Major Eichberger was First Lieutenant Fahrenhaus and First Lieutenant Vostersnot. I haven't seen much of them, but they are in line with my original idea of the German people. On the other hand, Lieutenant Foyner, Lieutenant Brauer, and especially Captain Wallerstein are completely at odds with what I used to believe. An argument could be made for allowing such a high degree of eccentricity. Maybe it serves to forge strong bonds within the unit, or perhaps it helps to keep morale up. Whatever the ultimate reason may be, it's completely at odds with the Japanese mentality. In any case, I can't deny that way of thinking is entirely alien to me. Not like that's a bad thing though, because learning from other forces is the entire point of the exercise. What's this? A moist towel. It still feels warm to the touch. What's a hand towel doing here? Even if they are treating me like an officer, this level of comfort is far beyond what you would expect in the military. Also, while I can't say this with certainty, I believe even hotels run by civilians wouldn't simply place a warm towel in your room. That's right, that woman just now. It must be her who put the towel on my desk. Hospitality from the heart! I see now. This kind of hospitality comes naturally to the German people as well, not just the Japanese. Considering how she left a while ago, there's nothing strange about the towel only being lukewarm. I shouldn't try to find fault with her performance, or else I shame her goodwill. Such a considerate woman. From now on, I shall call her she of the wet towel. I think I finally see some light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe there's just exhaustion talking. Whatever will be, I guess. I'm pretty sure that's hers. Day 2. Mother? Is that you? How can it be? Mother, I have missed you so. I'm sorry I couldn't be there for you at the end. I'm so sorry. You're my paragon, Mother. These days I strive to become a proud member of the Royal Guard. It's thanks to you I'm here. Oh, Mother. It's been years since your fingers last combed through my hair. Tickles a little, but don't stop. Please, Mother, that's enough. I'm no longer a child. Your little Seijiro has grown, Mother. I really have. Lieutenant? Why is she here? She's too close! This invasion of my personal space! That was nothing. This accursed woman. I know Westerners are quite fond of physical contact, but does she have no sense of modesty at all? Hold on. Where's Mother? That's right, I almost forgot. This is my room in Dover Base, Castle Makabe in Europe. Oh, it seems like I didn't get enough rest. Look at me. I'm half asleep. Thoughts are one big jumble. Wait a minute. Let's go over this situation carefully. First, the lieutenant entered my room. Afterwards, she woke me up and pressured me to get changed quickly. Put all the facts together, and that can only mean one thing. Missed a wake-up call. Where's my trusty watch? Are you kidding me? There's still 1 hour until the reveal? What annoying vivacity. How about I cool you off with some water as well? Excuse me, Lieutenant. I have a question.
あら、何かしら。
Is this an emergency drill or something of the sort?
もう、男の子が細かいこといちいち気にしないの。さ、急ぎなさい。
Just roll with it? And how am I supposed to do that exactly?
慎重なのはいいけれど、あまり細かいことに気を取られすぎると対局を見失うわよ。
She has a point. She actually said something sensible. That means this has to be part of my training regime. Or regimen. One designed to address every last one of my weaknesses. And to think I've shown Lieutenant such disgraceful behavior. How careless of me. I've just awakened, but that's no excuse. Wait a second, what's she doing now?
はい、制服。
Well, thank you.
ほら、取ってあげたんだから早く着替えちゃって。
Pardon me, Lieutenant. I would like you to leave. I can tolerate the excessive physical contact, but it's improper to get dressed in the presence of a woman. And it's not because I'm embarrassed, not at all. I'm absolutely positively not embarrassed. You see, I would like you to...
もう仕方ないな。はい、万歳。
Are you trying to address me? What? Hands up!
手伝ってほしいなら最初から言えばいいのに。清十郎は甘えん坊さんなんだから。はい、脱げた。はい、次。
Just what are you trying to do here, Lieutenant?
動いちゃダメよ。しっかり立って。
I'm half naked. I've been stripped down with only my underwear still protecting my pride from this woman. What is this madness? Have I been turned into a 7-year-old boy again? An age during which men and women are not yet conscious of their gender? Nay, I say. Seijiro, you're dead wrong. This is merely special training. Special training so I can overcome my weaknesses. Shyness, fastidiousness. As the top cadet at my school, those were the only faults my instructors could find with me. This might look like it's a mere sexual harassment, but that's wrong because on the front lines, there's no distinction between men and women. Those faults of mine are my greatest weakness, a weakness I need to overcome. I used to believe being separated by gender was a sound policy, but I was sorely mistaken. In fact, that was simply an excuse I told myself to cover for my lingering fears. Constant exposure to such outrageous situations is the only way to get rid of my turpitude before I'm commissioned. If that's why Lieutenant Boyner acts so brazenly, her actions may have the endorsement of the Royal Guard's HR department. But something's amiss. I could swear facilities here are strictly divided by gender. In fact, I'm sure she mentioned this only yesterday.
はい、動かない。髪を整えるからね。そのままそのまま。
Babying too much, miss? I could not move even if I wanted to! Not good. Don't look. Close your eyes. This feels the same as when mother took care of me.
清十郎ったらまつげ長いのね。女の子みたい。
She dares? Those words may come from a superior officer, but I must admonish her most sternly. Such an affront against a man of Makabe I cannot stand. Well, Lieutenant, I'll have you know that... Yeah!
はい、できた。じゃあ今度はトラウザーに履き替えましょうね。
Hold it right there. Even if it is to overcome my weakness, she should not be exposed to private Makabe at point-blank range. Lieutenant, this is enough.
まあ、清十郎ったらおませさんね。ティーバッグなんて履いちゃって。
G-string? What? G-string? Staring at my crotch from that distance will be poisonous to her eyes.
両サイドは紐なのね。へえ、やっぱり日本製だけあって DX で売ってるものとはかなりデザインが違うわ。
It burns! How it burns! The lieutenant is like a Magnus Lux firing the high-powered laser glare on my crotch. This is what we call fundoshi. I'll have you know, it's a symbol of the true Japanese spirit.
ふんどし
You could say it's similar to the loincloth. This is a traditional undergarment made in Japan. Helps you focus by tightly securing the lower half of your body.
へえ、日本語ではふんどしっていうのね。とにかくこれを履くと気が引き締まるの？
You're a little too focused on my crotch, ma'am. Exactly. and it's far from being its only quality. Notice how it's red, the color of passion. It's also the color of rising sun, burning ever brightly.
なるほどね。
You do? Mated by hair. Having the lieutenant in close proximity is quite stimulating. I would have shamed myself if my nether regions had reacted accordingly.
インペリアルの魂は赤いティーバッグね。
Heavens, woman, you understand nothing!
すごいわ日本って。私の中隊もローテ。赤は燃える情熱の色だものね。